Hi, you're welcome to Explore Insights. In this video, I'll talk about the basic device configuration. I need to go through three sections: the device name, the password, how to encrypt the password, and the banner motd. Please make sure you stay to the end of this video. If you're just joining for the first time, do well to like and also to subscribe to this channel. So without any further ado, please let's quickly dive in. Now, talking about the basic device configuration, I'll first of all deal with the device names. Now, it's important for you to understand that by default, all devices are assigned a factory default name. For example, the Cisco iOS switch is called switch, so it's given as switch. Nevertheless, we could actually give our devices a unique hostname. For example, I can call my switch S1. So that is okay. Now, but how do we do that when we're working in Cisco Packet Tracer? All we need to do is to use the command code, which I call the hostname space hash. Now, this hash symbolizes what unique name you want to give. So at this point, I can replace this hash as S1. Now take a picture of this to quickly understand what I mean. The first thing you need to do, like my previous video, I explained the iOS CRI modes in Cisco Packet Tracer. So you can do well to watch my previous video while you come right here in. Now, just to give a brief explanation, at this point, this tells us this is the user mode, and you need to enable it to get to the privileged exec mode. Now, where can we name or give the host name of our devices? Actually, at the global configuration mode, which I have done here by giving the switch as S1. This is why when you put in this command, hostname space S1, it changes the name from switch to S1. And if you want to remove the hostname, that means you don't want to specify the hostname and you want to just use the default name given by the factory, then you can just go ahead to type no hostname. Remember to put the space. So when you do that, it will bring you back to the default name of that device. Another subsection I would like to talk about is how do we configure password. Now, in configuring password, we can do that in three ways: at the user exec mode, at the privilege mode, and also at the line configuration mode. Let me explain what each of them literally mean. Now, first, we want to secure the user exec mode access. So what does this really imply? It means that maybe you want to get to the switch and I just want to secure it by putting a password. How do we do that? First, we need to enter the line configuration mode using the line console 0 from the global configuration mode. And once we are there, we are going to specify the user exec mode password using the password command. Now take note, we are using the command here password, but actually this, not to cause any confusion, you can change this to the password you want to put. Now, to better understand this, I'm going to give you a screenshot, so just stay tuned. Now, for this one, we have finally the enable user exec access using the login command. All that means is for us to activate this password, we need to put the login command. Now take a look at the screenshots or what I'm saying here. When we want to get to the global configuration mode, take note, I've actually changed the default name from switch to S1. And at this point, I'm trying to type in the command that will take me to the global configuration mode. And this is why when I type configure space terminal, I'm going to get to the global configuration mode. Now, for me to secure my user exec mode, I'm going to put this command, which is line console 0. And once I get there, it takes me to the line configuration mode. And at this point, I'm going to put my password. What I was literally saying is, once you have this password, which is an important keyword you have to add, you're going to put your password. So don't have a misunderstanding about this command. Now, just take a look at what we have here and here. So this tells us that once I get to the user exec mode, what I need to input as my password will be the Cisco 123. Now, to activate this password, I need to do login such that it will prompt me to put the password when I want to log in. Now, once you log in, you're going to end it, and this brings you back to the privilege exec mode. Don't worry, I'm going to practicalize this in the Cisco packet tracer so that you understand. So please just relax. Now, the next thing we want to do is securing the privilege exec mode. Now, we don't want unauthorized person to get into the privilege exec mode. How do we secure it? All we need to do is to first of all enter the global configuration mode. Once we are there, the next thing we need to do is to type in this command, which is enable secret password. Now, this enable secret password, remember, you can change your password to what you want. But take note of the keynote, which is enable secret. Now, this is what I mean. So look at this. Straight on the global configuration mode, like I said, you need to enter the global configuration mode. Enable secret. So at this point, my password is class. And there, I just exit. And this brings me back to the privilege exec mode. The third security I would like to talk about is securing the VTY, which is the virtual terminal. Okay, so how do we do this? The first thing is to enter the line VTY configuration mode. So that's just telling us the line configuration mode. So we do that by using the line VT 0 to 15 command in the global configuration mode. And next is to specify the VTY password using the password. Remember, we have to change this to the password we want. And then finally, we will just enter the VTY access using the login password. Now look at the screenshot to better explain what I meant here. Now on the configuration mode, I'm actually typing the line VTY 0 space 15. I'll talk about this later. Now for the password, you can see I'm trying to give this password I want as Cisco. Now for me to activate that, I'm going to type in my login so that it will prompt me to enter the password whenever I get to the line configuration mode. Okay, so take note that the VTY lines enable remote access. So if you're using SSH or you're using 10x to the device. However, most of the Cisco switches support up to 16 VTY. So this is why it's numbered from 0 to 15, which gives us like 16 VTY lines. So these are the three ways we can configure password in order to secure our device. So to better understand this, let's quickly go to Cisco Packet Tracer to experiment all that I have said. So the first part I talked about is, this is the user exec mode. So I'm going to the privilege exec mode. I type in enable, and from there, if I want to go to the global configuration mode, I'm going to type COFT. And once I type COFT, I want to change this default name for this device. I'm changing the host name to S1. All I need to do is to just type hostname S1. And you can see I've been able to change the name. So for the first security we are going to do is to secure the user exec mode. We are going to type in the line console 0. And once we're able to do that, we're going to put our password. And for this password, I'm putting it as Cisco 123. And yeah, I'm putting in the login. And once I log in, I'm going to put end. So this brings me to the privilege exec mode. So I've been able to do that. So we are going to see everything and see how they take effect. But let's finish through. Now let's go to the securing the privilege exec mode. So the same thing, I'm just putting on my property. And once I'm there, I'm going to say enable secret class. From this, I'm going to exit. That will take me to back to the privilege exec mode. And the last one we have, which is securing the VTY line access. The same way, I'm just coming here to type T, and from the T, I'm going to type VTY 0 space 50. And at this point, I'm going to put my password, which is Cisco. So take note, the password for this one is Cisco. So always remember your password because you need it when you need to log in. So the first one we did here is Cisco 123. This other one is class, and this one is Cisco. So remember, this is for the user exec mode. This is for the privilege exec mode. Why? This is for the line VTY, line access. Okay, so let's proceed. For this, I need to put my login. And once I'm done with that, I'll end it. So this also will bring me to the privilege exec mode. So once I'm here, I can go ahead to the show running config. Now this will tell us everything we have done. So once you get here, you see more, you just tap in your enter key till you get to the last point. Okay, so this is telling us what we have done. So take notes of this. Securing the user exec mode, securing the privilege exec mode, and then securing the line VTY line access. Okay, so this is what we have done. So let's see, how does it work when we come right in? So let me exit this. So let's see what will come up once we press our enter key. So at this point, it says user access verification. So the password is actually asking us here is the password that will get us to the user exec mode. So remember, the password is Cisco 123. If you don't put the right password, it will tell you error. So I've imputed the Cisco 123 password here, and this brings me to the user exec mode. Now for me to move from the user exec mode to the privilege exec mode, I'm going to type EN, or you can fully type enable, so that's okay. Now let's see what will come up from here. It's showing me another password. This password, once I'm able to put that, it will take me to the privilege exec mode. So it means that for every mode, I want to secure it. I hope you understand what's happening here. Now take note, what was actually the password for this? Remember the code where we wrote the enable secret class. So that class there represents the password. So I'm going to type in class, CLASS. Take note of your spelling. And right there, after my password, I'm actually in the privilege exec mode. So this is what we have. Now, from here, I can go to the global configuration mode by typing the COFT. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, so there's something I want to add in here. Now, when you run your configuration by using the show running config, it will bring you to this point where you can actually see the password that have been used for the device on the different modes. So this become unsafe. So it is necessary for us to encrypt this password. So how do we encrypt this password? So permit me to talk about it. So following my thoughts subsection, I'd like to talk about how we can encrypt the password. Now we're going to use what we call the service password encryption global configuration command to encrypt all plain text passwords. Because for the user exec mode, we realized that the password we imputed there was Cisco 123, whereas for the privilege exec mode, to get to that mode, we used class. And for the VTY, we used Cisco. So we want to encrypt those plain texts we can see there. Now, how do we view? Like previously, I showed you how to use the show running configuration command to verify that the password on the devices are not encrypted. Now, to better understand this, let me give you a screenshot of what I said. Once you get to the configuration mode, and how do you do that? From the privilege, you come to the configure terminal on Conf T. You're going to type the service password encryption. So this command line will encrypt the plaintext password. Now you just exit the page. And when you do that and type the show running config from the privilege exec mode, you're going to have this password encrypted. Okay, so let's go back to the Cisco packet tracer and see what I mean by that. So stay tuned. So I'm here now to encrypt the plain text password. And all we need to do is to get right there on the configuration terminal. Okay, by typing the curve T when you're on the privilege exec mode. And once we're there, we're going to type service. Please make sure you spell rightly. Service password encryption. So once you're there, we just exit this. And let's see what happens by typing show running config. Okay, so just press your enter key for you to see all that is happening. Now see this. It has been able to encrypt this password by using the #7 type. Okay, so it has been able to encrypt it. Remember previously, you see Cisco, Cisco, right? So we've been able to encrypt. Another basic device configuration I want to talk about is the banner message. Now, what is this banner message? For instance, if you don't want someone to get access to a device, there's something we call banner message. So this banner message warns unauthorized personnel from attempting to access the device. And for us to do that, all you need to do is to create the banner message of the day, which we refer to as the motd, on a network device. So you use the banner motd hash, the message of the day. So what message do you have to display when someone unauthorized comes in the global configuration command? Okay, so another thing you should take note is that this hash here is the limiting character. So it is entered before and after the message. And when you don't do that, it gives you an error. To better understand this, take a look at the screenshots. So now we have the banner motd, which is the banner message of the day, to be authorized access only. Some people can change it to you're not authorized to come in, you're not authorized to use, stay out. Any message you want, you can just note it in here. Okay, so let's go quickly to packet tracer and also add in our banner motd. Okay, so let's go right in. So at this point on the packet tracer, I need to get into my global configuration mode by typing the conf-t. And at this point, I'm going to type my banner motd. And remember what I said about the hash. So for this part, I might just say authorized access only. So once I have that, it is taking note of that. So let me press end and see how it's going to show me that information. So at this point, I'm going to exit. So the first thing I'm going to do, like we always do, is to press the enter key. And once you press the enter key, you can see there's actually a message of the day that tells someone unauthorized that, oh, you're not authorized to use this. So this is the first thing that will pop to the person unauthorized. Okay, so this is how we go about this. Now, once the person has been shown this, there's actually a limited number of time that it requires you to put the password. So if you exceed that time, it will actually tell you timeout expired for the password, for you to put the password that will take you to the user exec mode. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying up to this time. So remember, in this video, I talked about the basic device configuration and I treated how to give the host name to the device, how to secure your device using the password, how to encrypt it, and also how to put the banner of the day to restrict an unauthorized user. So thank you for watching. Do well to like and subscribe if you really like my content. I'll be signing out now. Enjoy. Have a nice time. Bye.